Hello everyone, it's me B, and this is my first video in what I hope is a long series of weird things that I love that I just want to share with y'all, and I'm calling it Fanfare, where I talk about all the things I'm a really big fan of. But first, it's October, so I think we need a bit of a spooky decor upgrade, right? Right. So, so much better. So festive. Anyways, since it's the spooky month, I thought I could talk about one of my favorite spooky tropes, the virgin sacrifice. I love this trope for one reason and one reason only. I want to be one? Think about it. You might be the one bringing upon the end of the world, but you won't live to see that world, and you die doing a cool thing for your evil buddies. But all jokes aside, I started thinking, why do only bad cults and evil groups use virgins as sacrifices? I mean, sure, it can be used as a gag here and there, but I thought I could give my own hypothesis as to why virgins are sacrificed only for bad cults and for their tasty blood for vampires. So I had a long and hard brainstorm to think of a reason, and then it hit me. The Virgin Mary. Literally the OG virgin, blessed by God, gave birth to frickin' Jesus. And have you ever noticed that she's always taller than Jesus? She's either bigger or taller than him, whether it's she's floating or she's been scaled up to an inhuman height, she's always larger than him. I've got some ideas as to why on that, but that's not what this video is about. After thinking about how Mary is the original virgin and how pivotal she is in the New Testament because she was the virgin that birthed Christ, you know the story, it would only make sense for the evils of the world to want to take virgins and sacrifice them for their evil plots, right? Also, I feel there's this awful looming cloud over women because if you're a virgin, you're seen as this pure and untainted being, which makes you, a prime candidate for the evils, I guess? Fun fact though, that thing you've probably heard in a fanfiction called The Hymen is actually a real thing, and people can actually break it naturally. It doesn't need to break during your first time of sex. Usually it breaks during a sport like horseback riding. That's the most common way. This actually leads to some women having their hymens reconstructed to give them a virgin look. That's absolute nonsense, crazy BS. The world is weird. I digress. Back to the whole sacrificing part of this story. Now, in my research on this topic, because I did do research, but feel free to tell me how bad I am in the comments, I did come across that young people have been sacrificed to gods in many pantheon religions throughout history. Most famously, the Incas, Aztecs, and Mayans. I mean, the Aztec culture literally had a flayed god. He was literally flayed, and if you don't know what that means, don't look it up. Just ask a friend or your history teacher. I'm not gonna get in the middle of that. That aside, I don't want to go too deep into the history of why the Aztecs and all them did as they did, so I'll be leaving a link down below to a video that will explain things that I can't way better than I obviously can't. But the trope is not just as plain as killing or sacrificing a virgin. There are plenty of other ways that it can be phrased and carried out. For example, it's played with in Princess Tutu, one of my favorite animes. The Raven has a taste for pure hearts, and although he really just wants to eat Muto, the prince of the story, and be done with it, he starts to get impatient and decides he'll settle for any hearts of pretty young women or young men in the meantime. Losing one's heart doesn't actually kill you in this universe. Of course, it is kind of a child's anime, but you're still left as an empty shell, which is sad. Then, in the first season episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a praying mantis demon uses virgin males to fertilize its eggs and then eats them. This is more of a gag, though, since the chosen victims are insistent that they are not virgins after Buffy rescues them. And of course, the ever-so-popular show Supernatural had its own virgin sacrifice episode. This girl named Ruby comments that she can cast a spell that will kill 30 or more demons in the area, including herself, to save Sam and Dean. But doing so requires vital organs from a virgin. The virgin in question is a girl named Nancy. Nancy is actually willing to go through with it, but Dean refuses and insists they'll find another way. As they work on that plan, she makes it clear she will never be in this situation again. But nearly every horror, thriller, or slasher movie has a final girl, which is also a play on the whole virgin sacrifice angle, in the sense that in the movie Cabin in the Woods, the final girl needs to be a virgin, surprise, surprise, and survive till the end so she can be killed off and offered to a god. Because of course she does. Also, I couldn't find any instance where a final girl wasn't hinted at or blatantly stated to be a virgin, so if you ever want to survive a horrific or traumatic event, be a virgin, I guess? That all being said, I love this trope. I think it can be scary or funny depending on how it's written, and I never get tired of it. I will definitely have some fanfare episodes coming up soon, so please stay tuned for those. I love you guys so much, and I'm gonna go buzz off. Bye!